I'm the scat man. I'm the scat man.
Happy Tuesday. Could it be the last game of the year, bud? Could it be?
We can't possibly be that lucky, right? That this is going to be the last show. Can't possibly
Couldn't
be
possibly be that lucky. NHL Puck Props presented by Sports Interaction. Josh Ingles, 14-year NHL vet. Carlo Colaiacovo. Download the Sports Interaction app. Got you covered for all these picks. Producer Chris, you are going to have to control these pumpers there in the chat because as you can see, we got the chat popping up down there in the right-hand corner.
Hey, man, so it's nice to be back live with the chat, right? We've had to do a couple of recordings the last couple of weeks because you were in Albania.
The recording.
I was at the RBC Canadian Open. Like, we're good now.
The hockey season is the longest thing that exists, pal. Right? That's it. Avi just says in the chat, it's nuts that the NHL playoffs is still going on season. Like I was getting sunburnt this weekend. From Thursday to Sunday, I was in, me and the two boys and myself, 9 baseball games.
Oof. Wow.
I'm old.
And how many did you win?
Big kid went 2-0. Little kid went 3-1, and I went 1-1. Sorry.
No.
I know. I got a Sunday walk off from the big kid though, which was nice.
Nice. That's awesome.
Now we'll get to the picks, but this is how it is. Coaching's funny because in baseball you have a drop dead rule, right? Like at 2 hours, the game stops and it converts back to the last completed inning.
Mm-hmm.
But we were past it, but my son was up with the tie game and a runner on third and none out. So he was probably all he needed to do was put the ball in play on the ground and he was scoring.
Yeah. So
I didn't take it out of his hands. I was thinking about it. Just call it while your son's up there. Yeah. No, dead ball. We win. Let's go. Be a terrible dad move.
So I know. Hit?
An absolute dribbler to first base. Walk-off's a walk-off, but we took it and we win. But yeah, long weekend. The sun's out. Obviously, Carlo's looking to get some golfing going. Game 5, like, let's be honest here, Carlo. The 2 games that Florida's lost, they've had 2-goal leads. This series could be very different. I don't want to fall into the trap of looking at this Game 6 like I did following the absolute beatdown that Florida had, 3 games ago? What was it? Game 4? No, they lost Game 4.
It was game 3. It was first
game 3 was the beatdown game. Yeah, Game 3 was the beatdown game, and then they were up 3-0 and couldn't finish it off. But let's be honest here. Edmonton hasn't looked great. Offensively, they haven't been dominating zone entries. They haven't been dominating O-zone time possession. The power play's been kind of junky. RNH is not at practice. He's banged up too. You're probably going back to Skinner again. Like, there's just so many moving pieces. Yeah. And you need Draisaitl or McDavid to absolutely take over a game. And the longer this series goes, and especially on that slow ice, I don't see him doing it. I don't want to be the guy like.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Jingles.
You almost called me
that
AK.
Still might not be enough. I did almost call you AK. It still might not be enough. Like, if McDavid has 4 points tonight, they could still lose the game.
I know.
That's how good Florida's been. And Edmonton just hasn't had an answer. Like, the thing is that, like, Florida, they've got 2 shutdown guys on each line. They've got Barkov and Reinhart on the top line. They've got Bennett and Tkachuk on the second line. And they got Marchand and Lundell on the third line. Edmonton doesn't have those same, answers to Florida's problems. They don't.
Yeah.
And so, Florida always prepares to win the long game in a series, and they do it by just wearing you down and shutting you out. And I look, there's a part of me that's a hockey fan and wants to see a Game 7. I just don't see how Edmonton does it. I mean, they got lucky in Game 4 when they came back from 3-0 down. You thought that was going to be enough momentum to use the home crowd to carry them to a win in Game 5, and they got absolutely outplayed by Florida. So It's hard to, and again, I look at Edmonton's roster and I still ask myself, how did they get to this point? Like
I know.
everyone talks about their depth. Yeah, their depth scored them big goals, but their depth doesn't really blow you away when you compare it to Florida's roster.
And just look at like how they've had to get to where we are in the 2 wins. Like they've really had to come back. Like that's not a sustainable model to beat Florida 4 times.
I totally agree. I mean, like I said, the game 4 was pure luck that happened. Like Florida gave up a 3-goal lead. Like if that didn't happen, the series would be over. We wouldn't even be meeting today.
Be counting my Sam Bennett Conn Smythe money in my pocket right now.
You better hope Brad Marchand doesn't score a hat trick tonight.
Oh God. That's okay. I did look at his 2 goals. I was going to put it out there, but I felt odd that to tell people to bet Marchand 2+ goals when it's just basically a hedge versus myself. So I didn't feel, but what we're doing is we're dropping the Marchand and the L lines. We're dropping L's on that line. Marchand, Listerine, and Lundell, point each. Put that up, producer Chris.
Yeah, stacking.
Stack that whole thing plus 750.
Yeah.
It's like 9 and 12 straight up in the playoffs.
That's crazy, man.
For 50 units, and that's at a 700 average. Yes, it's been better. Plus Money Mick. Everybody, stop what you're doing. Plus Money Mick is in the chat. He's saying, "Ciao, boys." He is somewhere drinking small coffees, eating pastries right now. Where are you, Mick?
Is that our boy, Mick?
Yes, it's producer Mick.
Yes. I didn't know he was Plus Money Mick.
Yeah, Plus Money Mick in the chat.
It. Staying dedicated to the boys.
All right, Anthony Manzono says, what are your comments? What are your thoughts on my last 3 comments? Let me get through this first. Marchand, Lundell, Listerine, obviously better on the road, but they're 50 units on the playoffs, which is absolutely insane. If you got a boost, use it on this.
Used it 100%.
Yeah, they're playing the same amount of minutes as the second line. They've been the difference maker in this entire series. And Marchand, that goal,
even if it doesn't connect, it's still a good bet.
Plus Money Mix says he's in Venice eating cannolis right now.
Hey, what are you doing over there? Hey?
Marchand's goal, Wallman Perry off the faceoff, embarrassing.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Wallman embarrassed. Perry got dusted off the faceoff, then came back, and then got thrown into the boards after Marchand scored. Like just icing on the cake. He's in another mode right now, so you got to get a piece of him somewhere. No,
I agree. The guy's on a mission. I want to say the kid is on a mission, but he's not a kid.
No. Yeah. Anthony Manzano says, take these props. Plus 3 points for Lundell and plus 3 hits for Sam Bennett. Don't take plus 3 points for anybody. It's going to be like if Florida's up a lot, that's Anthony way up at the top. If Florida's up a lot, they're running 3 lines. They're running 4 lines. That 4th line was good too last game as well. And when they get up in those big leads, it's a house league bench where it's second line up, third line up, 4th line up, and that's the way they go. So I wouldn't even touch anybody. That line has stacked 9 times out of 12 games. The 2-point combos only hit 1 time. To goes to show you how difficult it is to get multi-point games out of Florida skaters. Mm-hmm. Edmonton style is regular season style. I'm surprised they even made it past the first round. LA just choked. Yeah, obviously that.
I mean, they beat 3 really good teams. I mean, how you can say that? I mean, I can understand if they get by just LA, but they beat Vegas in 5 games and they beat Dallas in 5 games. Like, you can't sit there and say, oh, it was a fluke. You don't beat good teams by fluke in 5 games. I'm sorry, you just don't. And you don't do it for 3 straight rounds.
No, but you also just can't have your best guys. But I shouldn't say that because they didn't just have their best guys win them series, right? We saw their depth on display.
The Vegas series, their best guys didn't win that series. It was their depth guys that won that series. Draisaitl and McDavid had 2 goals in that whole series.
You're not getting past Florida winning games with Adam Henrique and Arvidsson and Pot Kolzig. It's not happening. Yeah, a lot of people saying Dallas was basically overrated. I think the Jason Robertson situation muckies it up because they had their lines set. Like they had great lines, especially, and they got nothing out of their depth. That was the thing. Dallas just lost the depth battle, and they had one of the deepest teams I thought going into the playoffs.
Yeah, and Ottinger wasn't good.
Exactly.
Wasn't good.
100%. I agree with it. And what are you expecting today in net? Like the range of outcomes in net in Edmonton could be anything. Yes, we'll assume it's Skinner, but I'm just saying Skinner's performance. Like, what could we literally expect? Anything?
Hopefully, we expect a great game out of him, but he hasn't really shown he has that in him this series. I mean, he's given up an average of 3 goals a game, and he's played.
Has he been pulled 3 times?
I think he was only pulled once.
2?
No, I don't think he was pulled.
Okay.
Oh, what? Maybe he was pulled in game. No, game 3 was the only game he was pulled.
I meant in the entire playoffs.
Oh, that I don't know.
That I can't count. But that's it. Like you're talking about one of the best depth teams facing a team that doesn't even know which goalie they're starting.
Yeah.
It's trouble. It's trouble. So we're going there. We're going McDavid under 1.5 points, -125 as well. 5-1 to the under in the Stanley Cup Finals in Florida. It's something we pushed heavily with the ice surface in Florida. It's hotter again. It's another basically week later since the last Florida game. And when he steps on the ice, it's just Barkov and Gustav Forsling who are working a 2-man tandem to shut him down. Because if you're shutting down 97, guess what? Your probability of winning this game goes from, let's say, 54%, which the -150 line is indicating somewhere around there. Good morning to Insight there in the chat. To 75%. If you can keep McDavid off the score sheet, you're winning a game versus Edmonton 9 out of 10 times. No?
Yeah. Yep.
Pablo hanging out with our buddy Money Mick down there in Vienna.
You go. Smash that like.
Yeah.
Smash the like button, boys.
Yeah, could be the last one. Run it up. Run it up for the boys here today on what could be the last day. And McDavid, RNH didn't skate. I'm sure he'll probably play, but it does show you that he's probably not 100% healthy. Corey Perry hasn't looked great. I haven't seen much of Connor Brown, even though he's playing on that top line. I think he's only playing 14 minutes, 13 minutes a game. So fade McDavid, that's exciting. And then the empty net goal, elimination game, plus money. Can go on either side. We'll take that at +110. What are you expecting from this game? Outside of anything we've already seen, like, are you expecting just more of what we've seen? Or are we seeing, okay, Knobloch's telling the boys to buckle down and you're going to get the best out of 97 and 29, or can that just not happen versus this Florida team?
I mean, like I said, this has been a very unpredictable series for me going into it. I've been wrong almost every game about the outcome. Like I said, game 5, I thought it was Edmonton's game, momentum, down 3-0, come back, you win, you go home, you got the fans. And Florida comes out and bashes them. I think what's really important in this game is the first goal. If Edmonton gets the first goal, then you know what? You could sit there and say, okay, they're here to play. They're giving themselves a chance to win. If Edmonton gives up the first goal again, it's just going to be open doors for Florida to run them out of the rink.
It could be 3-0 again by the end of 20.
Yeah. So it's, again, what do I expect to see? I don't really know. But I believe that the first goal in this game is going to be a massive goal.
You cannot take over hockey games game in and game out, which is what they want McDavid and Draisaitl to do.
Yeah.
Especially in game 100 and 100.
Especially against Florida.
That's what I mean. Like, everything's against it, especially with last change, especially with that ice, especially like game 124. You just can't do it. Like, there's no good matchup that he can get on the road right now. On the defensive side, there's no bottom pair where you're like, yeah, I can't wait to go up versus Michael. Like, that guy's a goon too.
Yeah.
Oh, that fourth line, like Greer's an animal. Like, I wouldn't want to touch that fourth line.
Oh, Gadjevich.
No, they're all scary, man. They're all scary. There's no good spot that you can have. And then the transition, if you're playing any of those top 3 lines, we've seen Marchand turnover transition. They can go that way. Bennett is leading the transition game on the second line, and Reinhart is in another level. And that's a scary thing because he hasn't been fantastic in the entire playoffs, but he's on one right now. And what you hear from hockey players, especially like listen to everybody on the Chicklets podcast, that Reinhart might be one of the smartest hockey players in the entire league.
Oh, that I have no doubt. I mean, he's a really smart hockey player. There's a reason why he's up for the Selke again. But
Just like 50 goals and then to Selke. Like, that's insane.
And he's playing on the line with the guy who won it.
Yeah, and Four Nations, right? Yeah. He might be one of the more underrated players, which is saying something considering what we saw from him last year. Yeah. And Anthony, yes, you're right. The media is not giving enough respect to Florida for shutting these guys down.
Agreed.
And the longer the series goes, and you hear Kachuk, you hear Paul Maurice talk about it, like hit him hard, so you know in Game 6 and Game 7 that's why they're there, and that's what they play for. Florida's a team that absolutely has no panic the longer a series goes.
I agree.
And that's a dangerous thing. Like, as a fan, you're worried, but if you're a Florida fan, you're like, no, game goes to 7, I'm not even worried.
Imagine feeling like that.
No, I don't. It's anxiety's awful.
I know.
Abby says, what do you make of the first 6 for Canada? Yeah, we knew what it is.
I mean, not surprised with the first 5. I think the only one I have a surprise with is Reinhart.
Agreed.
But I mean, I still believe Reinhardt's going to be on the team. I just didn't know he was a guy that would be a first 6 selection. I actually would have put Binnington on there because I don't think it's out of the question to know and to
he's the man.
Crown Jordan Binnington is the number 1 guy for Canada in net. I mean, who else is going to challenge him for that?
He might not start every game, but when it comes to knockout elimination games, he's there.
He has the trust of the head coach.
Yep.
John Cooper, did you not see them embrace after the finals of the Four Nations? Basically saying, I knew you were our guy. You're going to be our guy.
Let's get that Mick comment up there. If this is the last show, love you, boys. Hell of a season. Ciao. Hit that like button, puppers. Plus money, Mick. A tear to the eye. Appreciate you, pal. Mitch changing citizenships? Absolutely. Carolina, I think, is the top favorite right now. You're still on Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay. He's Vegas. My long shot is San Jose.
Yeah, I mean, I think if he leaves, Vegas is the front runner. I think if he wants to get paid the most amount of money, if he leaves, he's probably going to go to San Jose or maybe Utah or maybe even Anaheim. I don't know. But there's also a small chance he comes back. I don't know. Hard to believe that'll happen.
Chance.
Well, if he gets to July 1st, there is no incentive for him to come back anymore because you lose that 8th year if that's what his ultimate decision is, right?
Rich H says Mitch canceled his summer charity event. Is that true?
Yes, he did, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, Darren Dreger revealed this morning that if he gets to July 1st, he's going to be in no rush to sign because he's going to be hosting teams' offers and he's probably going to want to visit these other places that he might have in mind.
But he's also going to, like baseball players, let the market go so he can see where he is.
That, or, I mean, if he doesn't sign, I mean, think about how that worked out for Nazem Kadri. He did the same thing. He's like, okay, I'm the big fish. I want everybody to come tell me what you think I'm worth. And then everybody used their cap space. And then when he wanted to go to certain teams that he wanted to go to, nobody had any money to spend. So it's a tricky game to play if you're that guy, because if you're a team that's in the hunt for Marner, you got to have a plan B in case you strike out on him. So do you move to that plan B and say, okay, well, we tried and we can't do anymore? I don't know. It's just
give me JT, bring JT back. Give me Ryan Donato and give me Jack McBain.
I like
and
that.
Max Domi. A third line of Donato, McBain, and Domi.
Yeah. I like that.
And then you worry, then you add at the deadline. If you can.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can. You need pieces.
Yeah, if you need assets, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, buddy.
I know you got to get going, but hey, if this is the last one, but could be an awkward double goodbye. Right? Hey, it's us again. We didn't say goodbye. We didn't hug our way out
forever. It's only goodbye for now.
Yes. And heads up, I'll be taking 2 weeks off after the NHL season next week. No plans, just doing nothing.
That's
Why
good.
not?
You deserve it, man.
Thanks,
You're the
pal.
hardest working guy in the industry, man.
Whoa. You don't get a mustache like this for no reason. You got to earn it. Hey, don't forget to hit that like button.
Or a hat like Mr. Zookeeper.
Oh, where is it? It's right here.
There it is. There he is.
The aura. Yeah.
Summer Josh.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. Yeah.
By the way, July 1st, the new Jurassic Park comes out in
Oh, fantastic. I'll wear this right there. Did you guys discuss Conn Smythe? Sam Bennett's winning. It doesn't matter. If Brad Marchand scores 2 goals, I will be terrified. I will be terrified. I honestly think the Conn Smythe should be like minus 120 to like plus 140. It's very close. That goal, dangerous.
Yeah.
I think Bennett needs to point for point going out. I think if Marchand gets
Brad Marchand scores the overtime winner.
No, it's his. Yes. It's done. We know it's done. But hey, I appreciate everybody there in the chat. This was a great year for us. Bigger numbers, bigger community. Everybody's there. We don't do it without you guys, that's for sure. And the chat running through the right side, as always, my favorite part of this job. Love having you guys chime in, telling us what to think, telling us what to talk about. Makes my job easier too. But those are the 3 plays going in there. Big, let's just hit that 750. There's the Marchand hedge. His 2 goals is live, though. His 2 goals is very live at 22. Darren Falk says, see you in game 7. No way, bruh. We're done here. Empty net goal. Florida minus 2.5 plus 240. Let's go. Great year. Josh Ingles, Carlo Colaiacovo. Appreciate it. Special shout out. Sports Interaction has you covered for all these plays. Download the app. They've been great to us this year. And thanks to everybody. Could be an awkward game 7 conversation we have later.
Geez.
Later, pal.
All right. See you guys.